My name is Kasia, and this is my Black Music Month Q&A. Black music is the celebration of our culture. It is the personification of everything that we've gone through and been through the arts. Black people have always been an artistic people, and music is just one way that we have dominated all cultures everywhere. We influence all cultures everywhere. And everybody is trying to be just like us, but they're not like us. Oh my gosh, her, H-E-R, Having Everything Revealed, her is my top all-time favorite musician and artist. She just inspires me. Her personality, her artistry, her advocacy, the way that she cares for the things that are going on in the world, they're all inspiring, and everyone should aspire to be just like her. Brandy is obviously the vocal Bible. She is somebody that I study and I will continue to study for the rest of my life. The ear is insane. And if you want to become a great singer, it's all in the ear. So listen, 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 listen. Honestly, I feel like it is a hodgepodge of everything that I've grown up listening to. I grew up, like I said, doing a lot of musical theater. And so by the time I was like a full-grown adult, I was listening to cast recordings, just only. And then when I started music school, I was studying as a vocal jazz major, and I started getting into a lot more jazz. And I started seeing the intersection between musical theater and jazz, because a lot of the composers for those musical theaters, they are also writing the same standards that our favorites, the greats, were singing and covering back in the day, which is the basis of popular music now. So. Honestly, growing up, I didn't really get the Beyonce hype, but when I saw Homecoming, I got a glimpse of, just a glimpse, because Beyonce is so nuanced, but I really got to see a glimpse of her creative process, how much work she really puts in as an artist. You know, even though she's signed to a major label, she's still a human being at the end of the day. She's a mom, she's a wife, and she's a person who has feelings, and she is the biggest star in the world, and she has the weight of music and the music industry on her shoulders. And seeing Homecoming, and I saw Renaissance too, but seeing Homecoming, because that was the first one, seeing Homecoming, it really just shed a light on everything that she does, how much work she puts into her craft, how much time and effort she puts into her craft, and how intentional she is about every single word that comes out of her mouth, every visual, every dancer, every move. She knows what's going on around her. It's incredibly inspiring. And after that, I turned into a Beyonce fan. And I hope that everybody else watches Renaissance and Homecoming and realizes that what people think that she does, is not even close to what we think. It's outside of everything that we thought, and even more intricate and complicated than we ever knew. So appreciate Beyonce while she's here, because she's not gonna be here forever. I've actually, my musical career is not that extensive, but the little career that I do got, I have done a lot of amazing things. But one of my most memorable moments would have to be when I sung on stage with Kenny Loggins. That was really iconic for me, because the whole experience, I wasn't really supposed to have this solo, but I auditioned for a solo performance in the whole concert, and they recorded us to send to Kenny Loggins, and then Kenny Loggins responded back to the conductor and told her, we actually need to add a solo for me. Add a solo so that I can sing a duet with Kenny Loggins, it wasn't a duet, it was me, him, and his daughter all singing on the song together. It was the most iconic thing. I don't have any high quality videos, I have low quality ones, but if there's any footage out there that y'all can find, please send it my way, because I just want to plaster it everywhere for everyone to see. It was so iconic. And it was at Severance Hall, and it was with the Cleveland Youth Orchestra. Amazing. It kind of really just depends. Sometimes I start creating based on emotions that I'm feeling, or if I'm going through something and I really need an outlet, I'll just start writing. But typically if I'm trying to just brainstorm or trying to just shed, I will just put on a beat or put on a track and just start writing to it. And for the most part, that's how things have pretty much flown together. When I wrote my first song, I started off with the lyrics, and I had the chords, but they were very simple chords on the guitar. Anybody could play this. It's probably one of the only songs I really know how to play on the guitar. It's super easy, but when you have that foundation, that easy foundation that you got the hang of, you can make your lyrics make the song for you. So you don't always have to have a super intricate beat or, you know, all those sharp 11 chords and everything else. You know, it can be super simple, and making sure that your lyrical content really shows off your creative process. That is what makes it a great record, and I think that that's what I use every time I go into my creative process.
Okay.
I would say I've had a lot of misogynistic experiences, I think, in the industry or working in music and on the scene. And racism, you know, especially here in Cleveland. Like, the scene is segregated almost. You know, you don't really see a lot of black and white people congregating together and enjoying the same kinds of music or the same kinds of live shows. And I think that's one of the main things that might be discouraging about this scene, is just how segregated everything is. And as far as like the misogynistic stuff is, like, you know, we're working on it. I know a lot of great male instrumentalists and artists and musicians, but I also know a lot of funny acting ones. A lot of people that, you know, act like they're serious and professional, but they're not. And it's very easy to tell. So my advice to everyone is to just, like you do with your music and the people that you study, the people that you surround yourself with and that you're sharing with, make sure that you guys are all like-minded individuals. And also, you know, if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So you don't have to go do what Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing on the keys. You can play your own melody, you can play your own chords, be your own artist, and the right people will find you. And if everybody decides to do the right thing and be supportive and support each other, because it's a Cleveland music scene, everything can be great and we can have a thriving scene. But until we get that together, we're gonna have a segregated scene. So I would say, yeah, that's probably one of the weirdest things I've encountered here. Use other mediums to inspire you. So I read now. I read a lot more than I ever have before, just because I'm looking for words. I'm looking for how people are putting words together just in simple prose, or like just in writing, in books, and also just going, looking at art, being inspired by fashion, and seeing how other people are utilizing music to connect with other disciplines, other art disciplines. So yeah, just making sure you're well-rounded and in the culture and a part of the culture, but also contributing to the culture. Well, you know, I actually don't really have anything in the works, but I am working on doing a remix for my song Cool that I released in like 2019, I think. And I wrote a second verse, so I'm looking to re-record it. I'm still gonna have guitar, but I really wanna drop an EP with the remix and a couple other songs that I have in my stash. So any producers looking for somebody to work with, anybody looking for somebody to collab with, like, I love to collaborate. I have a keyboard, I have guitar, I have a bass. Anybody looking to just shed or just be able to express themselves freely without feeling judged, you can come to my house, and you can come to my little in-house studio. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to play for a little music festival, I am the Heights Music Hub manager currently, so hit me up because I've got some slots opening up. Other than that, that's it. I just want to say, whatever it is that you have your heart set on to do, just do it. Follow through, see it through, don't give up. Even if you have to take a break, that does not mean giving up. But you can take your break, but make sure you get back into it. Study, do as much research as you can about everything that you're trying to learn. And don't be afraid to collaborate with people. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to fail. Everything's going to fall into place.